The following is the story about the man who changed everything. The man who was born at just the right time with just the right mix of stuff. The man who found the edge of the universe. This man's name was Simon Farlander. He was born about 400 years ago, back in the year 2012, a strange time when humanity and technology began to rapidly merge and things started to change in ways that couldn't yet even be understood. In Simon's early life, he was an incredible child, many years ahead of his peers intellectually. He showed signs of genius, and it was clear that he had something special. Something that allowed him to understand complex equations and ideas quickly and clearly, unlike most other children, and even many adults for that matter. Although Simon was treated somewhat uniquely as a result of his advanced intelligence, he still had a nice, ordinary early childhood. His parents treated him how any young boy should be treated, and Simon and his parents were extremely close. They would go out and explore the world together and made efforts to ensure that Simon felt normal yet engaged in his intellect. However, at the age of 8, something horrible happened to Simon. One of those moments that completely alters the course of one's life. A moment where the curtains pull back a tiny bit more than they should for where you are sitting and reveal something that forever changes your perspective on the show of life. At the age of 8, Simon's mother contracted a rare stomach virus on an overseas business trip. Over the course of the preceding several weeks, Simon watched his mother lose all of her body weight while doctors frantically tried to figure out what was wrong with her and how to fix it. As time waned and doctors' efforts continually fell short, Simon slowly watched his mother lose her soul. Right in front of Simon's eyes, his mother died. When his mother passed, Simon looked to his father and asked, "Where does Mom go now?" His father responded, "Well, she's in a better place now. She's in heaven." Being the inquisitive and intelligent young boy that Simon was, he asked, "But what's heaven? And how is it better than being here with us?" "Well, it's peaceful. It's somewhere way up in the sky past everything. Somewhere right at the edge of the universe," responded Simon's father. In Simon's youthful optimism, he took this very literally. He believed that this edge of the universe was a real place that, if he could find it, he would find his mother. How could it not be real, after all? His father told him it was, so it must be. And so, Simon decided in this moment that he would find it. As Simon grew older, he began to mature and his intelligence began to form more lucidly. He would soon realize that no one, including his father, had any real clue as to what they were talking about. That no one knew what was going on, who anyone was, where anyone came from, or where anyone was going. Simon found this lack of understanding infuriating. How could no one know what was going on? How could even his own father make such claims? How could everyone just act like they had it all under control and make stuff up to try and cope with the fact that no one really does? Simon refused to accept this. Simon refused to play along with the ruse. Instead of being like most children when they turn into young adults and let their youthful hopes and dreams die, the dream Simon had about finding the edge of the universe was a dream he continued to sustain. Only now he refined it and pursued it intellectually. He made it his life's mission to research and understand the conditions of the universe and the meaning of life, to find out what all of this nonsense was about, to see if his mother was still out there somewhere. Simon would embark on a career in physical cosmology, a field concerned entirely with the structure and dynamic of the universe, its source, and its ultimate fate. This undertaking deeply excited Simon. It got him up early every day and kept him up late every night. Through his late teens and early 20s, his enthusiasm combined with his blossoming genius got him into an Ivy League college and an amazing PhD program. After completing college, Simon went on to join a major leading research organization. Every step along the way through school and his career, Simon would learn a little bit more about the laws and theories of the universe. Every step made Simon feel a little more hopeful and excited. Hopeful and excited that there was something new and incredible to be discovered. By the year 2043, Simon had worked his way up into a lead role in the research organization. At this time, the company was developing a mission to the planet Mars with the intent to create the first ever interplanetary research group based on another planet's surface. Simon was assigned the lead of this mission. For Simon, this adventure yet again rejuvenated his hopefulness and excitement for life. The idea that he would be one step closer to the edge of the universe, one step closer to touching more truth. This kept the fire burning inside of him. Once on Mars, Simon led the research team that would mine the landscape seeking discoveries and looking for resources that could be of practical and theoretical use to human life. As more and more time would pass, Simon would prove to be an incredibly successful leader and was responsible for many discoveries that dramatically benefited humanity. Simon's hopefulness, intrigue, and success became a major factor in humanity's inspiration to continue forward into the cosmos and explore several other new planets thereafter. Soon, humanity would begin to travel deeper and deeper into the unknown. Every step and every discovery along the way would reveal a little bit more about reality and constantly renew Simon's excitement and hope. Like blindly putting our hand into a box without knowing what's inside, the deeper and deeper humanity reached, the further the anticipation and excitement built. But the question remained, how far could we reach? What was at the bottom of this box? With a longer life expectancy than ever before as a result of new technology and medical treatments, Simon's ability to maintain intellectual momentum and continue leading humanity further into the cosmos exceeded far beyond any possibility of the past. And Simon wasn't going to stop. Over the next many years, Simon would go on to become the most intelligent, innovative, and profound individuals to ever cross humanity, a super genius, as some might call him. As technological, theoretical, and medical advancements compounded even further, humanity's understanding about the universe unfolded more and more, all the way up until humanity became a Type 3 civilization. A civilization that possesses the knowledge of how to use and control energy at the scale of its entire host galaxy. And it was, of course, one of Simon's discoveries that allowed this to happen. In the year 2330, Simon discovered a method of using a galactic nucleus named Blazar as an energy source, which would bring humanity into Type 3 and provide it with interstellar and interdimensional travel capabilities. Simon would become a sort of supreme leader in this new order of the universe, determining the places humanity would go and what it would acquire, build, and use within the universe. And most importantly to Simon, for the first time, he now had the ability of finding, if it existed, the very edge of the universe. Some more years passed and Simon would find himself on the furthest planet in the furthest galaxy away from Earth ever inhabited by human. While on this planet, he noticed something in the distance. A strange wall of light unlike anything he had ever seen before. Dissimilar from the isolated light of a star or a black hole, this light appeared more like a blanket covering the entire viewable space in its direction. A wall where the empty darkness of space met parallel with an intense pure white light. Simon pounded with excitement and hope for what it might be. After probing the wall and finding no retrievable data for what might be on the other side, it was determined that it was significantly risky to travel up to it. Simon decided to do it anyway. After all, he did not make it this far by not taking risks for the sake of his curiosity and excitement. Simon took off towards the wall. As he got closer and closer, the reality of the situation began to overwhelm him. He knew fairly well, based on his research and understanding, that if there was an edge to the universe, it would have certain characteristics. And this appeared to have them. As he approached, the light became more and more intense. Simon arrived at the face of the wall. The light nearly searing his eyes, he reached out to touch it. It was hard, like a glowing concrete wall with no give and no apparent entry. Simon looked in all directions along the wall. It went on for as far as his sight would allow him to see. In this moment, he realized this was it. He had found it. The source of all meaning, the place where we all come from and the place where we all end up. The edge of the universe. And Simon realizes that it's nothing. Just the end. Not peaceful, but not peaceful either. Just nothing. Suddenly, Simon loses all of his excitement, all of his hope. The end of the game. Simon won, but just like the video games he played as a child, the prize was nothing more than a completed game disc he no longer had any interest in. Simon realized how foolish he was. That the whole time, it wasn't the source of all meaning that he was chasing. It wasn't the edge of the universe. It wasn't heaven. It wasn't even his mother. It was hope. He was merely chasing having something to chase. A game to play. Something to strive for. But just like a dog chasing its tail, what he wanted, he had all along the way. For an initial moment, this devastated Simon. But then, he was happy. Simon returned back to the civilization of humanity that was eagerly awaiting his return to hear news about what the Wall of Light was. When Simon returned, they asked with great anticipation, "Is it the edge of the universe? Is it heaven? Is it the source of everything?" Simon looked at the crowd and thought to himself for a moment. Then he said, "No, it was nothing. Just a strange light reflection phenomenon. Nothing to be concerned about." Disappointed that the edge of the universe and the source of all meaning had still not been discovered, humanity continued to look elsewhere, excited and hopeful that one day, maybe they would find it.
Thank you for watching. If you found enjoyment and value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you are not already, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We are constantly coming out with new videos to help you experience life with clarity and wonder.